Hello everybody, this is ANIM 1310 and this is your midterm kind of review here. This midterm is really just more of a quick modeling quiz that you shouldn't have too many issues with. All you're going to get out of it is, well, let's take a look and see. So over here under midterm sessions, I have the practical right here. We'll call it practical, sounds fun. So here are sort of the rubric. It's very straightforward. You're going to save this image and use this as your reference for modeling the knife. And you're going to use a shader that you're going to add this image to, which is explained over here back under this no sound modeling video, where I do not talk. I just sort of go through the motions, because you should have something of an idea how to do this at this point, a little bit. And so you can see I take the reference, I go through the process of putting the knife in here. It's 17 minutes long. It might be better to just use this as a little bit of a reference piece. And what I do is I bring the image in and I set it up, and that's what you're going to do. And then I just do a modeling process off of it. That's pretty straightforward, really. I mean, it's not that complicated. Don't overthink it too much. And then I use you can see I've already got kind of just shaping it out of a cube. And I just kind of arrange the shapes accordingly. And then to add in the textures, I do a very simple little, so here I am still making the model. The last part of it is probably the trickier part, the hypershade. Let me go ahead and touch on that right now real quick, right? So let me go ahead and take this knife here. Let's talk about that hypershade just for a moment here. Let me get this, and I'll take it and I'll save it as an image, right? And let's just go ahead and drop that into Documents, Maya, Projects, Ancient Knife. Ooh, I already have it here. So I probably don't need it again. I'm probably okay. Yeah, I already have it. So let's just go ahead and open that up. Open scene. Oh, sorry. You should set a project. Do I want a project saved? Last name, first name, modeling quiz. Let's adjust that real quick. Submit the project folder and MA file with it into the Dropbox, right? All right. First, last name, and MA or MB. Well, doesn't particularly matter. So we'll save that. All right. So let's take a look at that. So let's set project. Let's go to Maya Projects Ancient Knife. Right? I'm going to go on in here. Now I've already modeled the ancient knife, I believe, at this point. There we go. And what we want to see happen here let's do so you can see that I've modeled it, all right? And then all I'm doing to apply this shader, and I did a little bit more than just a shader. I believe I've got a speck on there too, so it kind of has extra look to it. So let's take a look at the hypershade real quick. That's this little ball up here. You open it up, and you'll get the all the settings for applying textures to things. And right here's my knife shader, and you can see it's got that knife in there. I did in fact use a blend here, but you could use a Lambert, would be fine. Blend's okay. I'm not expecting people to add a specular map or a bump map to this, even though I do have them in here. That's kind of its own thing, but I do require that you add a color map in. Okay, so you're going to go in here and apply a color map. So let me show you how we can make that. I'm going to start over with that real quick, and this is just a real quick and easy way to do it. So if I take this knife and I'm just going to apply that Lambert, this is what you would initially be working with, is just this, right? And all I'm going to do is a very simple UV map to it. So I'm just going to go here and I'm going to do a planar map. I'm going to set it to the Z axis because that's the one that's shooting straight on. You can see that it does a little edging around it. We will talk more about these processes in another semester, next semester, in texture techniques. But all you need to know for now is that depending on the direction you modeled your knife, you just planar map on that axis. So I'm looking at it along the Z axis because I modeled it straight on from the front, and I just planar map that, right? And then what I do is I want to make a new shader. I'm going to open up my shader here, and I'm going to grab, I could grab a blend. It's fine, or you could use a Lambert, whatever. We're gonna advance our shaders later on, but let's say I use just a Lambert for now. It's a very simple shader, and it doesn't have any extra bells and whistles to it. So I'm gonna grab that Lambert, and right here under color is where I want to attach an image. So I'm going to take that and click it, and I'm going to click on File to insert a file into it. You can see now I have my Lambert, and we'll call this one, let's rename it, right click, rename, Knife Shader Demo 2, just because that's what I'm doing, is demoing this knife shader. I already have a knife shader. Knife. And you can see here I've got my file and my texture placement. They pop up over here, and I can put an image name in here. So if I click on this little folder, it's going to go to my source images where I have my knife picture that I'm using for my reference. And if I put it in the source images, which is where you want to drop it from the get-go, you can put it as a reference from your source images, and we're going to use it as a shader texture. Even though I actually do have some other textures in here, and this is from a better process that I did, right? So let's take this and let's open it up here, right? And let's apply that to the knife, right? So here's my knife, and I'm just going to right click on it and assign existing material, Knife Shader Demo 2. Now it doesn't look right, so we have to do a little extra something to it, which is we have to go to the UV editor, and we're going to just tweak with it a little. Right, so here's my UV, and look at that. That knife looks silly. This is your knife. It's huge and silly. So we're going to right click on that and go to UV shell, and we can use the same controls we use in Maya usually. So I'm going to click it. It's going to give me, I'm going to go ahead and use scaling tool, and I'm just going to scale it down until it fits and move it around a little bit. And this is a really cheaty way to do this, but it gives you an idea of how shaders kind of utilize. See, look at that. There you go, right? That's essentially what you're doing when you're attaching textures, is you're just making the image line up. Now, usually what you would do is you'd take that out and you'd usually take that and make a better UV to begin with, and then make something in Photoshop that fits that outline, draw within the lines, as it were. But in this case, it works okay to just kind of do it like this for now, and just be like, there you go. And I don't want to get too deep into that process, so we're just going to do a really simple little cheat and apply this directly onto the model for now. And that would be it. Then you just go ahead and save this scene as, and you'll just turn in the folder set with the zip file like we've been doing, and that will be the midterm. Now you can watch the other one with the modeling, but you've had some more experience modeling, so I just went over this just so you could see how the how we're going to quickly just throw on a texture here, right? So, all right, and good luck, and we will have, once we assign this, I'll probably make us, excuse me, do this in a single class period. It shouldn't take too long.